guys! Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing another seascape painting, but this time it will be a bird's eye view perspective wise painting. So let's begin now, and let me tell you first the colors that we'll be using for today's seascape tutorial. And as always, there will be lots of blues here. So we have here titanium white, ultramarine blue, phthalo green, black, and cadmium yellow. So let's begin now, guys. This will be a bird's eye view perspective. So we will be looking at the painting as if we're on a plane, or we're flying over the waters. All right, so I think you already know what I mean, guys. So let's begin now. I'm gonna sketch first the subject, although it's quite easy. So let me use for my sketch some blue color. Actually, any color will do. This is just for sketching. So there you go. So this is the water area, and this is the land area, or the, what do you call this, the sand part. All right. We're going to do some first layers now. So I want you to get your phthalo blue, and start watering down your phthalo. And then water down your phthalo green. This is a very watery technique. You can actually use watercolor for this, but I am using acrylic. Okay, again, phthalo green. This is just the underpainting, but we're trying to identify already the colors which will compose the waters. I'm gonna get my phthalo blue again, watering down my phthalo. Actually, before I started my painting or the video, it was quite cloudy outside, and now the sun is out. Again, this is just the underpainting, nothing to worry here for now. All right. Okay. Now I want you to get your brown, your burnt sienna. I don't know if I mentioned burnt sienna during the intro of this video. I think I did not. So just get your burnt sienna. It's quite sunny now. I'm gonna get my burnt sienna and add titanium white, tiny bit of black just to tone the color, tone down the color I mean. And I'm gonna use this for the sand part. I know that it does not make sense right now, but later this painting will make sense. For now, let's just try to underpaint, try to get the general color of our subject, which is the land and the water. And then I'm gonna dab on some browns. As you can see, I'm using a lot of water, almost watercolor, and If you're wondering why not just use watercolor, again, I'm using acrylic. If you want to use your watercolor, it's alright. But watercolors have different rules compared to acrylics. Alright, the sun is out. I cannot believe it. Alright, this is like abstract, as you can see. But this is just the first layer of our painting. It does not make sense right now. And does not make sense to me either. But we're going to allow this first to dry. And then we're going to do some detailing later, which will make all the difference. So again, I'm gonna get my ultramarine blue. I'm gonna mix that with phthalo blue. And I'm gonna add a tiny bit of black. And I'm gonna water it down. Try to make some depth. Alright, like that. Okay, wash your brush out. Alright, now I'm going to make some light brown. So get your burnt sienna plus titanium white plus tiny bit of cadmium yellow. Alright, like this color. And let's start layering for the second time the sand part, lightening the bottom portion. Right. Again, some burnt sienna plus white. Tiny bit of cadmium yellow. Alright, like that. Okay, wash your brush out. Alright. I need to make this a little more browny. So again, get your brown and tone down the color by adding black. Let's make this area quite brown. Right, like that. Okay. Go back to our blues. Now let's make some turquoise color. So green, phthalo blue, and phthalo green plus white. So it's like this. Maybe add a tiny bit of yellow, like this color. And apply some turquoisey colors. Right here. I'm using a lot of water, so I can actually tell that my paper, my canvas paper, is like crumbling. Alright, now let's go to the fun part, which is my favorite part. The foams. We're going to do some foams, and for that, I actually have here my palette knife just to be ready. We'll be using that to create some highlights. But I think for small detailing, I'm just gonna use a pointy brush for this one, or maybe this one. I really don't know. This is size 6, and it's quite stiff. I'm not using any water for this one, so I'll just get your titanium white. Titanium white, and this will require some patience because of the detailing. So just work on making some foams. But for me, this is the fun part. So just create some foams by making some tiny lines. And I'm using an impasto type of technique wherein I apply a lot of paint. Like that. Okay, now I'm gonna use my turquoise colors. And I'm gonna apply some turquoisey colors randomly up here. Excuse me, guys. Okay, now I'm going to make some light brown color. So that's burnt sienna plus titanium white plus yellow. Okay. And I'm going to, okay, add some black. And I'm going to insert these colors in between the foams because that will suggest some sand that are washed away by the water. Alright, and I'm going to use the same light browny color to apply here. And down here. So I'm just dabbing on because that will create the foams. Right, and I'm gonna add some tiny bit of foams right here. Right, and then some light browns. We're going to do a lot more detailing. This is too raw for now. And we are what? 20 minutes in, 21 minutes. I'm gonna get my browns and dab on randomly some brownie colors. Okay, wash your brush out, and I think I have to use my palette knife now, just for more detailing. So I'm gonna dab onto my white, and then tiny bit of black, just to gray it a little. So just gray colors. Let's try to and then dab onto your pure white. I'm actually using a lot of paint. Right. Going to get my Ultramarine plus Phthalo. Okay, wash your brush out. I'm going to make some dark brown. So get your burnt sienna plus black. And I'm going to make some dark markings on the land portion. And I'm going to use the same color to shadow the wave or the foams. So just go around your foams using that dark browny color. Alright, like that. Okay, and I'm gonna dab on some dark browns. Alright, wash your brush out. And I'm going to add some tiny bit of yellow to my brown. So burnt sienna plus cadmium yellow. Alright, and then white. Tiny bit of white, like this. And brown. And I'm going to apply this here in the middle. Okay. Also down here. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of white to this area. Like that. All right, and then I'm going to remove those hard lines that I just did. that. Okay, wash your brush out. I'm going to make some greens and then white and then phthalo blue. To make some more turquoisey color, add some yellow. And I'm gonna use a lot of water to like dab. Like that. Okay, now I'm gonna get my blue color. So get your phthalo blue plus ultramarine blue. And we're going to do the same thing, tiny bit of black. We're going to do the same thing right on the most distant waters. Just dab and use a lot of water. Okay, wash your brush out. Okay, now I'm gonna glaze the soil or the land portion, not the soil, the sand portion. So I'm gonna glaze that part. I'm gonna use burnt sienna. Alright, burnt sienna plus yellow. And tiny bit of white. I wanna glaze it. Then I'm going to add some white. Right here. Okay, now I have to use my black plus phthalo blue. All right, just to make some more depth. More depth. Okay, wash your brush out. And then I'm going to go back to the foams, and this time let's do some bluish grayish foam. So I'm gonna mix my white with the turquoisey color here, and I'm gonna add a tiny bit of black just to tone down the color. And we're going to use this color to make some more foams. They're not white, but the color will make our foams or we will imitate the color of nature. By adding this color, we give the suggestion of continuity of waters. Okay. And now I'm going to glaze these areas with white. So we're going to use white. I'm going to dab onto my white and water down the white. And I'm going to glaze it. Like that. Oops. Okay, I actually made a mistake there, so I'm just gonna delete that. Okay, now I'm going to get my pure white. And then let's create some more foams. I'm going to insert more browns. Going to add some yellowish highlights. Okay, wash your brush out. And I'm going to lighten the sand part near the waters. Alright, now I'm gonna glaze the topmost portion of the water. I'm gonna use some green, or maybe just green for now. I'm gonna water it down, and I'm gonna like try to blend in the middle. Again, just glaze it, guys. Don't press on so hard that you might mix the colors. Just try to be gentle. Like that. Like that. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of white to my turquoise color. And I'm gonna dab on randomly in the middle. I'm gonna get my brownie color. Just try to apply it here to suggest some white, washed away sand. All right. Like that. We're almost done. I'm gonna get my cadmium yellow plus white, tiny bit of brown. Again, white. Okay, so it's like this color. And we're going to use that to lighten some areas. All right, now I'm gonna use some splashes. So by using my paintbrush and another brush, we're going to splash on some white paint. To create some more foams. So I'm gonna water down my white and just dab on. I mean, not dab on, like splash. Like that. And of course, we're going to delete those white that went outside the waters. Like that. I kind of like this one. Okay, I'm gonna use my palette knife. To create some more random foams. Oh, I like this one. I really like this one. This is nice, guys. Okay. Let's make some highlights here. And I think the impasto technique really helped in creating these foams. Right, guys? I like this one. Okay, I think I have to sign this now because it's done. It's nice. Very, very nice, guys. I really had fun doing this one because I actually didn't know how it will turn out because I don't know. For me, this is more of a surprise result painting for me. Alright. Sometimes I doubt myself as well when I do a certain painting. I don't know if it's gonna turn out well. But I really like this one. Okay, so I think I have to sign this now. So for the signature, I'm just gonna use my black since I have a lot of black here. Okay. Okay, we're done. We're done, guys. Yay! We're done, guys. I hope you enjoy this one. I really like it. Bird's eye view perspective of the seascape. So see you in my next video, guys. I hope you like this one. I really like this one. See you in my next video. It's really pretty. Love you.